Man, talk about a crazy Sunday to start. I go to my storage unit. There's a little more there that I wish there was. And then I come home, and then my sensor on one of my tires got hit while I was driving home. And I thought, man, why is this already? Why this already, man? It's too early for this nonsense. But at least the Eagles are looking better. We're going to be talking about the Philadelphia Eagles preseason 2 matchup against the New England Patriots. They did fall 24-21. And listen, people are going to tell you that, oh, it's over for the Eagles. They're washed, all that kind of stuff. It's the preseason, so relax, calm down. We'll be fine. But again, this was a very better offense than they were on last Saturday when they faced Baltimore. All except for one guy, and that guy is Andy Dalton. Dalton started this game for the Eagles. He went 3 for 10 for 44 yards. A lot of passes that were just way above the receiver's head. And honestly, that's a sign right there saying that Tanner McKee is going to be staying. Not only because he went 16 for 22 with 173 yards and 2 touchdowns, but it's some stuff can definitely improve for McKee, but I can definitely say he was the better quarterback at the end of the day than Dalton. And Dalton's got a lot of experience. So to have someone with a lot less experience than you outplay you that easily, that might be a sign that it's time to hang it up, Chief. I don't know what else to say. But again, back to McKee. He did, like I said, he went 16 for 22 for 133 yards and 2 touchdowns. Way better than that performance back against Baltimore. Everybody here, in a way, played better. It was just a shame that they put in Cole Payton so late in the game that it didn't really help him out that well. I mean, Payton went 1 for 10 yards. He was sacked and it was fumbled, and he lost that fumble, which did put the icing on the cake for that game. But I'm not mad about it, honestly, because it's just how preseason hits. You get to see who's good under pressure and who's not good under pressure. I find it funny too, and this is on ESPN on the stats that I'm giving you, because I did watch a little bit of the game. I went up to, I think, midway through the third quarter, and it was still 14-10. So I was like, okay, I mean, I've seen enough. I'll probably do something else or go to bed or whatever. But they have on here, ESPN has Cole Payton at number 100. And I'm like, wait, isn't he just number 10? That's something to chuckle at. But another thing that's definitely improved was the running game for this Eagles team. The go-to man was Will Shipley. He had 11 carries for 56 yards for a touchdown. And Carson Steele, he had himself a game. Not only did he have 12 carries for 33 yards, but he also had a receiving touchdown earlier on in this game, which I thought was great because he was on fire there. He went for 6 receptions, 84 yards, and a touchdown on 7 targets. And honestly, that hurl he did, that shows determination for this team. It shows that Steele is ready for this. And I also have him listed at number 340. And Eric Ezukama. Finally, I found the actual first name. So, but anyway, they say he's number 490. Cameron Latu's number 360. Torres number 460. Damn, they need to wake up, guys. Brandon George on the bottom. He was at number 45D. 45D. Oh my god. These numbers are everywhere. But anyway, back to all this. So Steele had himself a hell of a game. Like I said, 6 receptions, 84 yards, a touchdown. Darius Cooper, 3 receptions for 44 yards. Stone Smart, 5 for 37. Britton Covey had 1 reception for 14 yards and a touchdown. The one thing I was a little down on is that Eli Stowers did not have a good game. No receptions, no yards. EJ Jenkins, the same thing. But I think the faults are mainly on Andy Dalton for those, because I remember they threw it way over Stowers' head and like towards his feet at one point, if I remember correctly. So that was not a good sign on him. But going over on the Patriots side, Tommy DeVito, he went 8 for 15 for 151 yards and a touchdown. He did get sacked 3 times, whereas McKee and Peyton got sacked once each. And then Beren Morton went 13 for 17 for 129 yards, a touchdown. He was also sacked once. So 4 sacks on the Patriots team, which we'll talk about that in a second. I think that's amazing from the Eagles' perspective. And the best rusher was Tommy DeVito for the Patriots, 3 carries for 44 yards. So it shows that the defense was really focused on the rushing attack, which is great to see because our best rusher only had 44 yards, and that was their quarterback. Whereas Jam Miller went 11 for 36. Lan Larison went 9 for 33. Hassan Haskins went 4 for 16. Jamichael Hasty went 5 for 12. And Baron Morton went 1 rush for -1 yards. So, I mean, it's definitely, again, showing that there's real fight in this Eagles defense for the rush attack. As for receiving, that could have been fixed up a little bit, but again, it's not that big of a deal. It's not the end of the world. Kyle Williams went 2 receptions, 74 yards, and a touchdown on 6 targets. So that's something you have to look at too. Is Kyle Williams, he may have got a touchdown from 74 yards, but he was targeted 6 times and did not make a reception, which can make or break you on the roster. So that could be a chance that Williams doesn't make it, or maybe that's on the quarterbacks for not throwing it very well. So you have to look at that both ways. Just like Nick DeGennaro went 4 for 61 and a touchdown. He was targeted 5 times, so that was not too bad. Efton Chisholm III went 4 for 45. Lan Larison went 3 for 41. Jess Westover went 1 for 13. So overall, I mean, besides the 2 big yards that were given up by the Birds, it wasn't a complete waste. So, and then for fumbles, Hastily lost a fumble, and Casey Rogers recovered the fumble from Cole Payton. And it also shows on the Eagles side, Brandon George was the one that recovered the fumble from Hasty in this game. So, again, they're showing more possibilities, more potential on this Eagles team. And now we're going to go into why, and this is defense. Sean Wade led with most total tackles at 10 for 6 solo tackles. Chance Campbell went 7 total tackles. Maximum Pulley with 5. Trotter with 3, and one of them was a sack and a QB hit, which is great to see. Dante Lawson with 5 tackles. Gushikin with 5 tackles. And the man who is definitely, I'm predicting now, is going to make this 53-man roster. He was on life support, according to Vic Fangio a few weeks ago, is Ty Robinson. He went off these 2 preseason games. He got a sack against Baltimore. He has 2 sacks in this game against New England, 3 tackles for a loss, 3 QB hits, 4 total tackles. This guy just goes straight to the ball. I think he's going to make this 53-man roster. And if they don't, that is a crime, because Ty Robinson played his ass off in this game. And I can't even tell you, that was just an amazing performance. Gabe Hall had a pass deflection. Mac Williams, he had 4 tackles. Joshua Weeru's another one who got a sack, so that's all 4 sacks and a QB hit, which again just proves that he's not afraid to go after the ball. And I mentioned in my last video that if Jonathan Grenard is not ready and he's put on the PUP list, or someone else falls down and they don't really do so well, I have a feeling that Weeru is going to make the roster, because he has definitely been on foot, and this has been a fantastic thing to see. Jose Ramirez had a pass deflection. Isaiah Bolden with a pass deflection. Let's see here. Zion Wilson with a QB hit. And Ringo with passes deflected. Ringo's more of a special teams guy. But they really were they were really holding their own, that defensive line, and they did a fantastic job overall. And this can be a shining light in the Eagles defense here. Again, shows Vic Fangio is real good at what he does, and he's going to be one of those top best ones in the league. On the Patriots side, Amari Grainer had a sack, 2 tackles for loss, 2 QB hits. Jabe Jukas had a QB hit. So did Riley Wilson had a QB hit. And a nice amount of solo tackles. And let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tackles for loss. Oh, it says it here on the bottom. Duh. And 70 total tackles from the defense, which again is not to pass up on. They have 5 passes deflected, 4 QB hits. And the Eagles with 6 QB hits and 4 passes deflected, 4 sacks, 5 tackles for loss. So the defensive wise, that line they did the best of it, best that they could. And then of course here with kick returns, they had Akunama with doing some kickoff returns. They had Quez Watkins doing some kickoff returns. The Patriots, they had Larison, DiGiorno, and Haskins, which total for about 100 yards, whereas the Eagles had 83. Showing off Britton Covey. Now, Britton Covey scared us early in the game because he muffed a punt, and it almost almost gave the Patriots real great field position, but he was luckily able to recover his own fumble, which that's a lot better. Elliott went 3 for 3 on field goals, and Andy Borgels went 3 for 3 on extra points. Went 1 for 1 on field goals. Jake Elliott did not kick a field goal at all in this game. One of the extra points, I should say, from the Eagles was real close on missing. So, again, I think this is a guy who's really got to get his act together. He's going to be leaving. So, overall, the Eagles did very well in this game. I know that the score says otherwise, but again, it's preseason. It doesn't matter. As for players who I think have really improved, I have to go with Tanner McKee. He definitely improved, and he's looking more like QB2 over Andy Dalton. I can also say another player who has improved very well is Carson Steele. He's done very well, and you also have to throw in Will Shipley. He did very well in this game. Both guys got a touchdown. Where Shipley got 1 on the ground and Steele got 1 in the passing touchdown. Now, I think if Carson Steele, because he did this a little bit in Kansas City as well when we had him, I could see him being like a fullback option, an RB4/fullback for plays that are needed, or like an assistance to the tush push, because we know the Eagles are going to be playing that this year. Another guy I got to mention is Ty Robinson. He did very well. He's someone to look out for. Trotter Jr., he's looking very well. I got to give it to Weiroo as well. I mentioned him in my previous video. So, again, there's a lot of upside to this Eagles team, and I'm just glad that everything was good to go on that. And also, sending thoughts and prayers to the Eagles player. I think his last name is Jackson. I'm going to look him up real quick, because they made a statement about it yesterday. Let's see here. I should have came prepared with all this, but it's fine. Let's see here. Yeah, so we're saying our thoughts and prayers to Jaquinton Jackson. He had a very nasty injury during the first play, or during the kickoff to start the game. It was reported on the Eagles website that he has like he can move around, and he's being evaluated at a hospital for further evaluation. So that's great to know. He is moving on his own accord. He's doesn't need assistance for a whole lot of stuff, but he's just being evaluated again and further testings at a hospital. So thoughts and prayers. You never want to see that happen, especially in the preseason game where players like himself are competing for a spot on this team or on the practice squad. So, so thoughts and prayers to him for a fast and full recovery. But that's going to do it for this video, guys. Again, the Eagles do fall to the Patriots 24-21 in preseason week 2. However, this is not the end of the world, and the Eagles team has definitely shown a lot of improvement. Be sure to, if you haven't already, click the like, share, subscribe. If you are into gaming on Wednesdays and Fridays now, because we're getting ready for the football season, we'll be doing some streams there, including on Wednesday when we go back to Mouseburg for Mouse PI for Hire. All right, you guys have a good one. And as always, fly, Eagles, fly.